Social TV is coming at you straight from the Sandton Convention Centre at the 2017 Africa Shared Value Summit. You're back on Social TV, and again we're on the second day of the Africa Shared Value Summit. I'm joined by Dr. Sara Saeed, yes, from Sehat Kahani, which she'll be talking a little bit about now. Thank you so much for being on the show.
My pleasure. I'm enjoying myself thoroughly in the conference, and thank you for having me here.
Perfect. So using technology as a tool to achieve profit with purpose is your main, I think, your main stance today at the summit. Can you elaborate a little bit about this idea?
So yes, I come from Pakistan, which is one of the Asian countries. It's a population of 182 million, but yet 51% of people in Pakistan do not get health care. We do produce 170,000 doctors every year, and we do produce 50% of that number being female. But we lose that workforce every year because they don't come back to work after marriages or pregnancies or childcare. So there are only 24% of the 60 to 70,000 doctors coming back into the workforce. Yeah. And in Pakistan, it's creating a huge issue because on one hand, there is a population that needs basic health care, and on the other end, there is a huge force of doctors who are sitting at home or not being able to work. Yeah. So what Sehat Kahani does is, it creates a story of health in which a doctor can be connected to a patient in a low-income community using video consultation by the help of trusted intermediaries that are the frontline providers. So we localize clinics in low-income communities and frontline providers who are already working on these clinics. We teach them medical protocols and pharmaceutical protocols, patient communication, just enhance their existing knowledge, and give them a laptop or a tablet so that they can connect to an online female doctor who is home-based. Thus ensuring that if they don't have access to a physical doctor in their communities, at least they have access to an online qualified doctor rather than going to a midwife or a quack or someone who's not eligible enough to provide that health care. So that is how we use technology to create that purpose. How we make profit out of it? It's a total sustainable model in which we charge the patient from $0.5 to $3, and a percentage of that is given to the doctor, a percentage to the nurse, and a percentage comes to the company. And we see almost 600 patients per clinic per month to reach sustainability. So it's not just something we are doing in low-income communities as philanthropy. It is a for-profit business model that we've created, but we've created around the lines that unless and until the frontline provider, the doctor and the beneficiary are empowered in equal manners, change in communities will not happen.
Wow. And what are the synergies that you have seen in your interaction with the people here at the conference, the summit, that would, I think, grow this? I think it's a great idea. How can we grow it further into Africa? Because we have issues with access with internet. We have access to just information is an issue in Africa. So how do you think we can sort of form some sort of synergy to implement your strategy a little bit further?
So I've already, so in the last years that we've built the company, I've already been talks in people from Kenya and Nigeria to pilot this concept here because the situation is similar. There is a population who doesn't get access to healthcare, and these female doctors are qualified enough to provide healthcare anywhere in the world, whether they are of African origin or of Pakistani origin. They know their work and they need to communicate to the patients. And of course, the role of trusted intermediary, which is going to be an African one in this case, is going to be vital, and they will have to be empowered to make this connection happen. I think coming to these conferences, even ideas grow with collaboration. When you talk to other people, when you find other partner organizations that you can actually partner with. I'm not a visionary. I don't call myself a storyteller. I'm not a visionary. I'm an implementer. I do work on ground. I create things and I build things and I see that they're running perfectly. So for me, practical implementation is very important of any idea that you have. Otherwise, the idea has no value. Idea that is practically implemented for me is a viable idea that works. So the purpose of coming to these conferences and talking about my work and talking to other people will start a conversation, and that conversation will allow us to find collaborators and partners that can then help us scale into these regions, provided that we have a solution that the customer wants. And that obviously is going to start by collecting data and using surveys and data collection in communities which need it, and all of this requires a local partner. So this is a place where we can actually find those partners and start conversations on how we can collaborate.
Lovely. And lastly, how do you define CSV from a medical perspective?
For me, CSV, or we call it back in Pakistan CSR, corporate social responsibility. I think any organization can create a business that is profitable and creating social impact if it invests in the people that are working within the organization. For me, people are very important. Human engagement and human resource is very important. And these are the people that champion your cause further. So if you want to create an impact, invest in your people, whether they are customers or they are employees or they are your beneficiaries. Just invest in them, hear to them, see what they're thinking, take their feedback, and that is the only way you can make your model sustainable and profitable and create social impact.
Lovely. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. Lovely being here.
Thank you.